Well, yeah, you're right. The rate cut came as expected, quarter point, but it was the press conference after that got everybody wrapped around the axle because basically Jerome Powell pointed at the government shutdown and the fact that no reports are coming. And I really liked his analogy, actually. He was talking about driving through the fog when you can't see anything. What do? You slow down. And so what he's saying is I'm not he basically said, "I'm not taking a quarter point rate drop off the table. However, when you don't know what's happening, maybe the best course of action is to take it slower and not do any rate changes, not do any policy changes to monetary policy. Let it play out until the fog clears, right?" So that, of course, investors were like, "Oh," and all of a sudden you can see it on my screen. This is for the December. This number was much higher a week ago. In fact, we've got our numbers from 1 week ago. This was 91.7 1 week ago, and now it's 62.9% of investors believe there's going to be a quarter rate drop. And this one up here, the current rate, 1 week ago, this was at 3.6%. That means like barely a chance that the rate will stay the same. Now it's at 37.1%. So people listen to Jerome Powell and they're like, he may decide, and he listed the usual suspects. I don't know what's happening really with employment. I don't know what's happening with inflation, but they are contradictory. If employment stays steady, if inflation stays steady, maybe we're at the right policy right now. Now, of course, investors like it when money's free flowing. They'd like to see short term interest rates drop. So when he said maybe we'll take a pause in December, that kind of got investors, a little bit aggro, and that caused the market to sell off, especially on yesterday, Thursday, as investors mulled over what he said Wednesday evening. They came back Thursday, and today we seem like a little bit lackadaisical as well. And one last thing that he mentioned is that they're going to take a official pause. So you and I have been talking about quantitative tightening and quantitative easing. That's the Fed actually selling back some of their IOUs to the bond market. And, we've seen the pause, right? We've seen that they've stopped quantitative tightening. They did a little bit of easing, then they did a little bit of tightening. They're basically where they were 5 weeks ago, but they basically announced that December they're officially taking a pause from quantitative tightening. Investors liked that because quantitative tightening actually makes it so that money it's kind of like raising the interest rates. So if he's going to take a pause from quantitative tightening, investors like that, they just wish that he was committing more to another quarter point rate drop in December, which he actually distanced himself from.